All right, well, here I am live again. Ba-ba-ba. I'm just going to check a couple things. So this one's going to be a quick one because I've got a recording session at about 3, but this just arrived. My microphone's over here, so that's why I'm over here. Um, so this just arrived direct from Sweetwater. And it's my brand new Yamaha Montage M8X. Now I know what you're thinking. In some of the past videos that I've done, I've featured the M8X. Why do you have two of them? Well, the one that I've been featuring actually belongs to my church, and I'm moving in August, at the end of August. So obviously, I won't be able to bring the churches with me. So I needed to find a way to get one of my own on a fixed limited disability income. By some miracle, I got approved to be able to finance this. I ended up getting approved for the Sweetwater card, so I'm able to finance this. So I don't mean to sound like a telethon or anything like that, but anytime anyone purchases my music, like say on Bandcamp or in physical media, if you come and see me live and get a CD or or whatever, or anytime I do a recording session or play out, all that money goes back into being able to finance equipment and being able to keep this going. So that's the story behind why there's a second Montage M8X in the building. But this one's mine. I just got it, and we're going to go ahead and crack it open, and we'll see what you get in the box when you get one of these. Now, bear in mind, the Montage M comes in 3 sizes. This is the 88 note, the M8X. You also have the M7 and the M6. I believe when you unbox yours, it'll probably be packed the same way, but this way, I like doing these unboxings. I've done a couple before. I've done one for the I've done one for the RD88 EX that didn't last very long. I did one for my CK88, which is going to be getting sold because I'm upgrading to this. And I've also done the Ultimate Support AX48 Pro stands. So that's what's going on with that. So I figured, if somebody watches this and ends up wanting to get one, why not do a live unboxing? And yes, the Poly Aftertouch is amazing. If you go back to my channel and watch my initial review on the M8X, it's amazing, and the key bed is probably the best I've played, and I've got so many videos talking about why I'm very, very specific with key beds. But in any case, why don't we crack this open and we'll see what you get in the box. Now, again, I'm doing this live and unscripted. I've always liked, I like when videos are done that way. Having it unscripted means it's, more real, thing. No, I will not be getting the Genos 2. Number one, it's way over the credit limit. Number two, I just don't need it. Somebody else can get that. And not to sound narcissistic, but the Genos 2 kind of plays itself. I don't. I can actually, play. That was meant as a joke, by the way. All right. Okay, so unlike the I'm just going to play solo. I'm not even going to use tracks. I don't like using backing tracks, to be honest. All right, here we go. So unlike most of the Roland stuff that opens from either the front or the back, where you kind of have to reach in and pull it out, this opens from the top, which makes for a much easier, unpacking experience. We've got another layer of cardboard, so technically it's not double boxed, but you've got another layer of cardboard, so some extra protection. You've got plenty of distance between the bottom of the box and the top of the box, so if, so if anything happens, like if anything protrudes, there's still room. Oh, I've lifted one of these before, don't worry about that. All right, so in that end of the box, you have a power cord. I'm swimming in these, but you can never have enough cables. We get a pamphlet from Sweetwater that says Happy New Year Day. And a Sweetwater sticker that will not be going onto this keyboard. It'll probably go onto one of my road cases. Just to say that I love Sweetwater. Just gonna go. And in the bottom of the package, there's some candy. So if anyone wants any of that, I don't know, one of my neighbors will get it. In the right side of the box, you have your documentation. So you've got the quick guide, the full written out owner's manual you can get online as a PDF. And then we've also got a QR code over here. That's kind of a getting started thing. And then we've also got some download codes for the ESP Montage plugin, which I don't know if I'm going to review that or not, because my experience is I'm not a fan of the plugin. It takes way too much CPU power. Yeah, it's just not me. But anyway, here we go. So now this is a nice touch. Instead of having to lift the whole thing up and have to deal with these blocks of styrofoam on the end, the styrofoam is split in half, so you just take the top half off like that. I'm just going to set those back there. All right, and then we've got, let's see, I've got one in the center, so the center block's going to come off. And here we go. All right, so the way I'm going to do this, and I know it's heavy, about 61 pounds. I'm going to pull out the, we got a couple pieces of foam in the front here. I'm going to pull one of them out. That way I can get a hand in here. Now the nice thing about the Montage is it's very comfortable to lift. My palm can rest up against the back here, which is curved, and my fingers can go right underneath the back like this. And then my other hand can grip the front like this, and she just comes right out. All right. Ooh, what? Doesn't look serious, I don't think. Wait a minute. I feel something underneath here. Hang on. No, we're good. We got a rip in the box here, and I thought that something might have come through and hit the bottom of this, but no, we're all good. All safe. So now that she's out of the box, we can set the box somewhere. I'm just going to move it over on the other side. Now I'm just going to transfer it from here, and we'll put it over on this stand. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the one that belongs to the church, and I'm going to put it on this stand back here. And I'm not close to the mic, so what I was saying is I'm going to grab the one that belongs to the church, and I'm going to put it on this stand here, because there might be a couple of things that I need to do to prep this one up. All right. Now, before we go any further, there are a few little pieces of plastic that need to come off. One of them is on the screen. So we'll just go ahead and pull that one off. Kind of interesting, they put one on the touch screen, but not one on the, they didn't put one on the sub screen over here, but no biggie. And then we've got a couple pieces of plastic protecting the ends. So these ends are coated in rubber. Yeah, I agree. This is like, as far as Yamaha instruments are concerned, this is like the cream of the crop right here. All right, now we'll connect it up. I'm going to connect power and audio, and also the pedal. All right, so now I'm going to turn it on, and I want to see. Well, if you don't play live anymore, but if you like songwriting or if you're into synthesis, if you like composing, I still highly I can't recommend this enough. There's so many great sounds in here. There's a lot of inspiration to be found in this, and also it comes with I think it's Cubase AI or Cubase Elements. It comes with a DAW, so if you're a studio rat, this lives right at home in the studio as easily as it does on the stage. Well, the cool thing about this is it's multi-timbral, so really, and you can also use it as a USB audio interface too. So you could still use the onboard sounds and not worry about bogging down your computer with VST instruments. Um, they do make a software version of this where if you own a Montage M, it comes with a download code for the software version. I'm just not a fan of the software version because it is an absolute CPU hog. I'm running an i9-12900K and it hovers right at around 40% when I don't even play anything as far as my CPU processing power. Doesn't matter what DAW I use. So, Yamaha, you need to fix that. All right, so we're going to power this up. So, I'm turning this on for the first time. One of the things I want to look out for is which operating system this is, because I might need to update that before I load my backup file from this montage here. Okay. So I believe if I go to Utility and I go to System, so this is 2.01. I think the latest is 2.1, but I'm going to do a quick Google search for that. Okay. Yes, so the latest OS is version 2.1. And it adds a couple little features to it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to download the zip file. And then I've got a flash drive here that I'm going to plug in. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to... Oh, go back. I'm going to go ahead and extract the firmware update. And then all I need to do is copy the update file onto my flash drive. There we go. Okay. just going to check a couple of things. So what I'm going to do before I go any further is I'm going to update the firmware, and I'm also going to load my backup file that I've created from this montage. And what it's basically going to do is it's going to copy all the sounds, all the performances, and the set lists that I have stored in here. I'm basically just going to copy it over to the new one. Okay. So now we're going to take this flash drive and go into the back of the montage. Now, before you do this, you want to make sure if you're, let's see. I think at some point they'll sell the VST on its own. I don't know yet. I don't know when that's going to happen. Oh, the Memetron video. Thank you so much for that. I'll just show the comment right now. There we go. Yeah, the Memetron is a cool instrument. All right, so I'm basically going to take this flash drive and stick it in the back of this montage. Now this is fresh from the factory, so really there's nothing to back up on this. But let's say if you had some custom performances, custom set lists, things like that already in here, you will want to create a backup file and back that up to your flash drive before you update the firmware, just in case anything happens. So while we power this on, we're going to hold the up cursor and the utility button. And now I'm going to turn the power on. Okay, so that knob is showing red, which is good, and the display is saying waiting for USB storage, and it's ready. And now what it's going to do is it's going to automatically update the firmware. And that'll take a couple of minutes to do. All right, so now it's updating. When it's finished, I believe that super knob is going to turn green. Once it's finished, I'm going to go ahead and load my backup file that I've saved from this one here. I will also say, while this is working and doing its thing, that the let me think here. That the keys are textured, which is very, very nice. It definitely feels. I like the texturing on these keys. It does wear off after a while. That's happened with this one over here, so you can definitely tell that this one's been played and loved. And also, I'm noticing, yes, so these are weighted keys. Well, it's a hammer action, um, and it's a balanced action. But more importantly, it's a very light action compared to some of Yamaha's other offerings, like the GHS action that's in the CK88, as well as the Modi X8 Plus, the MX88, and a bunch of other products. This is significantly lighter. I will say this. This one feels just the slightest more stiff than this one. So what's going to happen is as I play this one's certainly going to loosen up quite a bit. This one you can definitely tell. Like you could tell this one's been played more. My church, I think, bought it in April of last year, so we've had this for about a year, and it's absolutely amazing. I will say it's the best investment my church has made. I was using a Roland RD1000 before, and I love that piano, especially the action, the key bed. However, the audio section of it, the audio board, completely went kaput, and I didn't want to just use that piano as a controller. So sold it, and the only other piano that was around was the church's aging CP300 piano, and that has a very, very stiff, very, very heavy action. And I've told this story about my carpal tunnel issues about 7 years ago. My hands have not been the same since that. So I have to have a light action. So the church ended up getting this, and I'm going to be relocating at the end of the summer. So that's why I ended up getting this. I'm able to finance this because I'm on a fixed income, and basically my music career, if you want to call it that, any session work, any gigs that I play, anything like that, goes back into the music. So I'm basically, I was able to get the Sweetwater card. I don't know how, but I got it, and I'm able to finance this, which is a big blessing. All right. So the update's been completed. The super knob has turned green, so now we can turn the power off. I'm going to wait a couple of seconds, and then we're going to turn it back on. And then I'm going to load the backup file. All right, we've got audio. All right, so we've got audio. Now I'm going to go into utility. I'm going to press contents. Now we're going to load my backup file. And then once it's loaded, it should load everything in. There we go. Now I've got all my sounds. You can hear this one. This one's got a little bit of poly AT on it. Yeah, keep it. All right. So there we are. So this one, like I said, was going to be a quick unboxing video for this, for the montage. I will probably do, I don't know if I'm going to do I might do another all playing, no talking, but I don't know yet. We'll see we'll have to see what happens. I do have another video planned for the, Elisa's quadrasynth stuff. And it was going to be comparing more of a talking video, more so than a playing one, and talking about the differences between the original quadrasynth and the quadrasynth plus piano. But all right, so that's going to do it for this one. Thank you everybody for watching. If you liked this or any other video that I've done, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It's scripted. I'm supposed to say that. And click the notification bell. That way you are notified when I release a video or when I go live. If you like if you want to take that last little bit back, if you're interested in hearing any of my music, you can go to my Bandcamp page, and I will put that banner right at the bottom right now. So there's my Bandcamp page. Go ahead and check out some music, possibly purchase some for yourself. That you can load onto your phone or whatever. And like I said, this one was a fun one. All right. Yeah, thanks. I'm gonna. This baby's not going anywhere, at least for a while. At least until it pays for itself in like 3 years. All right. Thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care.